Hello and welcome. In this video, we're making a quinoa salad with roasted pumpkin. Let's preheat the oven to 400 degrees. Let's collect the ingredients we need to make our quinoa salad with roasted pumpkin. We will need 1 cup of quinoa, 1 small roasting pumpkin. This one is about 2 pounds. 1 sweet onion, 1 8-ounce can of white beans. I like the big white beans. You can use any that you like. Cannellini would be fine as well. 1/4 pound of your favorite blue cheese. I like Danish blue cheese. I think it's quite delicious. 6 tablespoons of olive oil. 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. You could use red wine vinegar too. I think the apple cider vinegar adds a little bit of extra flavor and a tad bit of sweetness to the dish. A big bunch of fresh parsley. This is about 1 ounce. 1 small green apple. You could also use red apple if you prefer. And of course, salt and pepper. The first thing I want to do is slice my pumpkin into wedges. If you can't find a pumpkin like this in your grocery store, check out your farmers markets. And you might even be able to find chunks of pumpkin already pre-bagged. That's perfectly fine. It'll do the job for this salad. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to trim the end. This end looks pretty good. I'm going to cut it in half. I want to scoop out the seeds from the pumpkin. I'm going to roast these seeds up as well because they'll make for a very nice topping for the salad. We'll have to separate the seeds from the pulp, but that's not a terribly difficult job to do. I have my pumpkin scooped out, and now I'm simply going to slice it into wedges. I have my pumpkin slices in a small bowl. I'm going to just drizzle them with a little bit of olive oil, season with some salt and pepper. Give these a toss. I want to make sure that they're nice and coated with the oil. Now they're ready for roasting. I've placed my seasoned pumpkin wedges on a baking tray that's been sprayed with a little non-stick spray. That'll help with cleanup a little later. I'm going to put these in a 400-degree oven and let them roast for about 40 to 45 minutes until they're nice and tender and even a little caramelized. I've separated the pumpkin seeds from the pulp, and they still have some pulp on them. I think that's fine. When they roast, that extra pulp will get sort of caramely and crispy, so I like to keep it on. I'm just going to season with a dash of salt, a dash of pepper, and these will be roasted in the oven at 400 degrees for about 20 minutes. The seeds will get nice and brown, they'll be really very crispy, and they'll make for a nice topping on the salad. On the stove, I've put a medium pan. I've filled it with water. I've brought the water to a boil. To the boiling water, I'm going to add my quinoa. I'm going to let the quinoa cook until it's tender. That'll take about 12 minutes. Then I'll drain the quinoa and set it aside to let it cool. I want to dice my sweet onion for the salad, and I've cut my onion in half, and I've left the root end intact. I'll just peel it back. I like to use sweet onions in this salad. They're not quite as pungent as others, so I think it adds nicely to the salad. Make this into a small dice. First thing I'm going to do is cut the onion this way. I'm going to turn the onion and cut it this way. Doesn't have to be too fine for this salad. Then I'm going to simply cut this way. I want to cut my green apple into little matchsticks. So I have a piece of apple, and I just cut it right off the side of the apple. First thing I'm going to do is make thin slices. And I'm going to stack these slices up carefully, and then simply cut the matchsticks. I have my fresh parsley, and I've just given it a good wash and made sure that it's nice and dry. And for this salad, I'm mostly interested in the leaves, and if there are any ugly ones, I'm just going to pick those off. I'm not so interested in the stems. Those can be saved to make stock or something else. So I'm really just going to give these a twist and take the leaves off, and then simply run my knife right through it and just chop the parsley finely. The parsley is nice and fragrant and adds a nice fresh taste to the salad. So we ended up with a good handful of fresh parsley. I'm going to make the simplest of vinaigrettes for our quinoa salad, and it'll follow the magic ratio 1:3. That's 1 part acid, or in our case apple cider vinegar, to 3 parts olive oil. I'm simply just going to drizzle the olive oil slowly in. Season with salt, pepper, and that's the vinaigrette. My pumpkin has just come out of the oven. You can see that it's getting to be a little caramelized and a little blistered, and also that it's fork tender. That's exactly what we want. Now I'm simply just going to let this cool. The pumpkin seeds have just come out of the oven, and you can see they're nice and golden brown and crispy. I've placed my quinoa in a large bowl, and now to make the salad, I'm going to add the parsley, the onion, and the apple, and also the beans. I'm going to give it a toss. Now I'm going to drizzle over the vinaigrette. Dash of salt, dash of pepper, give it a toss, and now we're ready to put together the whole dish. So I have a large platter. I'm going to scoop my quinoa salad out on top of it to serve. This makes for a very nice side dish. It's got the beans and the apple and the grain. It's really tasty. I'm going to take my pumpkin slices, just put them on top. I'm going to take my blue cheese. I'm just going to make crumbles, place them around. Blue cheese just adds a nice saltiness. It goes well with the sweetness of the pumpkin. It also adds a bit of creaminess to it, like the beans. And finally, those crispy pumpkin seeds to add a bit of extra crunch to the salad. And there you have it. Quinoa salad with roasted pumpkin.